Well, it's that time again. Hi guys, I hope you are good. My name is Mbuyiselo Vilagazi. They call me His Royal Tea-ness, your reliable source of the latest pop culture news and everything reality TV. I am not alone, guys, as you know. I'm with my sister Pam all the way from Nairobi in Kenya. And we are here to break down for you the Real Housewives of Lagos reunion. Unfortunately, there's no part one, there's no part two, there's just one reunion. Pam, how are you doing, my sis?
Hello, hello, hello. I am good, my boy. And look, I cannot wait to get into this because we have waited a whole 3 months for this. So let's get into it.
I had actually forgotten. At some point I thought because we both knew that the reunion was short, but at some point I thought maybe MultiChoice decided to just cancel it, and be like, yeah, let's start afresh next year.
Yeah.
Those were my sentiments. I want to hear from you. You're a queen of ratings. How would you rate this specific episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos?
So I'll oh my God, this one is I'm torn because yes, I thought they had canned the whole thing, like put it in the bin and we're not getting anything. Look, the fact that there were three cast members and one friend of who was just annoying the hell out of me. The rating, the rating, I'll give it honestly, I'll give it a 4. And that's
Okay.
my lowest rating of all time of any review I've ever done. Yeah.
Wow. Funny enough, with me, I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna be generous. You know why? Guys, forgive me. I'll be wearing my glasses and taking them off because there's a lot of reading that I have to do today. We have Durban, we've got Lagos, we've got various shows. But I want to say this. I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10 because I'm so proud of the three ladies and Dr. Romel. They gave us a show. They gave us a show irrespective of the circumstances. That reunion was amazing. Probably some reunions which has 8 people, some of them are actually boring, than this one. I felt as if for the sake of the effort, for the sake of the effort, I'm gonna give them a 7. But I'm scared. I'm the only disappointed in the Showmax. I felt that the Showmax should have apologized. First, there should have been an apology in the disclaimer. They just said it seemed as if they are just blaming the wives. They should have also apologized and said, guys, we sincerely apologize for the delay. Life cannot just move on like that. But what
Yeah.
do you say in rebutting what my score?
Oh my God, you are too generous. Honestly, fine, fine, fine. They showed up, the three ladies. They gave us a show. Romel, honestly, oh my God, was annoying me to
I know.
my soul. But he showed up all the same. I mean, unlike his crew, his posse, he didn't fear the fact that yes, he was painted as a liar. But yeah, he showed up and the 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 set, if I can get into the set,
Yes, yes.
meh. It was really meh, if I can say. Like it was
Mm.
flat, no dimension. They didn't try. I mean, I think they at this point they were like, whatever, let's just put things together and get these ladies here. I mean, the ladies tried with their outfits.
Yes,
They
fashion.
really, really, really look good. My favorite, actually, if I can say my favorite fashionista of the entire show, and I know this is gonna shock a lot of people,
Mm.
is Laura.
Wow.
Laura's style, and I'm a fashion girl. I'll tell you why I love Laura's style.
Yes.
Her style doesn't feel like she's putting on, like she just throws things together and they look good. It's effortless. It's
She's not trying
effortless.
too hard.
She's not trying too hard and it still looks good. I mean, like she can put on a t-shirt and boots and a cape and still show her and look bomb as hell. And then the fact that she snapped back so fast from her baby weight, wow. So yeah, Laura is MVP for me, fashion-wise and the whole reunion. Yeah.
No, definitely. And I applaud Laura. The fact that after giving birth, she decided to show up to the reunion. That is really commendable. It's
Yeah.
not the first time seeing that. I've seen it on the Housewives of the Winelands where Mariska Thorpe, she had just given birth, I think a previous week before, and then the
Wow.
following week she went to film. So I really
Week.
applaud yes, yes, literally a week.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm shocked by women are strong and they are powerful. And that is why I'm very disappointed in the Three Musketeers, because for not showing up. Now, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts surrounding their absence on this episode?
Honestly, it was such a cop out. They were very it was cowardice, if I can say. Very honestly, I feel shortchanged as a fan of the show because
Mm,
I mean, and I like the fact that Laura really put them on blast and said, "Look, guys, I just had a baby. Last season, season one, I was the most hated. I showed up, I gave my all, I came, and I did my part. Why would you not come and do the same?" And that's why, honestly, when you say you commend Dr. Romel for showing up, I commend him too, despite his everything. He should,
mm. He
and that
did, he
counts.
did. He did. I
Yeah.
think, we're going to discuss him and his antics, but guys, personally, I love the reunion. And what do you think of the host? What do you think of Latasha?
Now, I will cop to the fact that I never heard of her. Sorry, guys, I am Kenyan. I needed to have done a bit of research, but the day got away from me.
I
But
also
I
know
was,
nothing about her. I also know nothing about her, but I love her spirit. I love her. She's got good energy.
yeah, she came, she tried to wrestle them together. She tried to piece the conversations together. Where I felt she kind of lost control was with Romel, but other than
Yes,
that, she kind of push the conversation forward, like able to piece this issue with that issue, let this person speak and the other speak. Though Mariam was a bit long-winded as well at some points,
I
but
know.
at least she tried to like, okay, Faith, you can have your piece, say your piece. She tried. She did an okay job, I'd say. She did an okay job.
Yes, it
Yeah.
wasn't that. I think it came from being discouraged because if I'm a host and three people show up, I would ask myself, am I hired because they thought, I can control three people? Am I
Uh,
hired because am I the second option?
mm,
I think it really took a toll on her confidence, And also what I sensed from her is that I think she has some sort of a relationship with these ladies
mhm.
because I'm not saying that, a reunion host is someone that is not known, but you can tell that she knows these ladies from somewhere. Someone like, oh, Latasha, you here? It seems like she has some reputation in the Lagos circles, but I think she did an incredible job under the circumstances, even though at
Mhm.
some point she got lost, as you perfectly said it, our Dr. Romel, I could see her that she was just like
God,
annoyed and tired.
God. Oh my gosh, he was pissing me off all the way, clean off. Like I was literally screaming at the screen, like, shut up! Like,
I
oh my
know.
goodness. It was really, really actually my heart rate was going up watching him because I'm like, why are they still allowing him to talk over people, shout over people? Like, get
We
control.
needed we needed someone who was gonna say, "You're not a housewife, shut up." That's what we needed.
Oh my God.
That's
But
what we
anyway,
needed.
yeah, he added
Let's talk
some flavor.
about Toin. Toin, not she did not show up, but she left a message. I just want to hear from you. What do you think about that?
Oh yes. To me, I felt like she was wrapping up and saying goodbye. Did it feel that way to you?
Definitely, I was like, okay, goodbye, Toyin. Why are you leaving the show now?
Yeah.
It scared me because I still want to see her in the show. She's one person who's multifaceted, who showcases all her life, her highs and her lows. I was like,
Yeah.
it seems like a goodbye, honestly. That's how it felt like. But yeah, you may continue.
Yeah, it felt like she was wrapping up and just closing the circle together and saying, I came, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. She showcased, her businesses, her fashion line, her 24 years in the industry of creativity and fashion, her condition, her ups and downs with the ladies. I mean, her family. And yeah, the only thing that I felt was missing, and maybe there's a reason why, was she didn't really harp on the issue between her and Mariam and everything.
Me and you,
And
we are in sync. I wrote it here in my
yes,
notes. I was like
yes,
disappointed because she did not address her fight with Mariam.
at all. And even Mariam was not asked and did not address it. And okay, this is what I feel in regards to that. I feel like their friendship was real. You know, they were friends
Yeah.
like 17 years. Their friendship
Mm.
off camera was a real friendship. And because of that, maybe they both agreed and talked maybe behind the scenes to the producers and said, we will not discuss that because it was really bad. And maybe they will
Mm.
figure out a way of talking off camera and eventually, maybe, I don't know. But obviously, they're not, I don't think they're on good terms. I mean, okay, I wouldn't even know, but
Mm.
nothing was mentioned at all about that situation. I mean, and that was one of the biggest blow ups to date that we've seen on that show. So I found it odd.
I do find it odd myself. Honestly, hey, you know what? I think there'll be an opportunity for Mariam and Toin to come back together and be friends. I think both of them are reasonable people. And then the major conversation, and do remind me if I happen to miss out some stuff. I think the major conversation was surrounding, Faith joining the group. And I had Miriam trying to reason as to why she had a problem with Faith, and I didn't really get a grasp of whether I don't know whether you believed it or you didn't.
Yeah.
And especially because the show centered around the conversation of oh, why don't you have Laura's number? It
Mhm.
seemed as if Miriam was on Faith's side, but there's a lot that was happening. I don't know, but I want to hear from you. What do you think about that?
First, I'll go back to Toyin and how she took a moment to take a shot at Dr. Romel. Boom, shot
Mm,
a fire. I like that. But yes, back to what you were talking about. Mariam, I think the fact that she was there, and obviously I'm sure they knew that the rest weren't coming and she knew the rest weren't coming. It felt like she was walking her whole situation back and backpedaling because she was instigating a situation, okay?
mm,
Then she was caught in a bold-faced lie when Faith said, even Iyabo said, why I was supposed to ask her that, why did you ask her that? It's something they had already pre-discussed. Do you understand?
mm,
So Faith is very smart. Faith caught her in a lie, but she tried to clean it up and say, look, I was trying to wink at you and tell you they're trying to come for you. Girl, you were part and parcel of that whole thing. You are coming for her. You are the one who asked her, call your friend. And even Faith was like, the way you asked it to me was not a polite, like, hey, aren't you gonna find out where Laura is? Like, see where she
mm.
oh, it was a command. So it's something it felt that was planned, it was discussed, it was agreed that they would question this friendship of Faith and Laura. And neither Faith nor Laura were gonna get flustered by their shenanigans. And Mariam came there to just clean herself up. That's what it felt like.
That's what I noticed. It was herself. She was redeeming herself, but at the same time, I'm of the view that probably Miriam had a bit of admiration for Faith. However, because out of trying to impress Chioma and Iyabo, she found herself in a very tight corner where she had to prove herself and and
Yeah.
and 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 to because eventually when we saw as the show progressed, there was really nothing much between, Faith and Miriam. I think Miriam in those first days was trying to show that, I'm on your side, Yabo, I'm on your side, Chioma. I don't like this girl. That's how I feel. But also in this whole situation, leading up to, a Faith calling her a raccoon and her, I I wanted Faith to also. Faith failed me in this one thing. I felt as if Faith failed to acknowledge that she also hit below the belt at times. You know, like especially the toilet comment that you're a public toilet. I felt as if Faith should have also acknowledged and say, you know what, I was angry and I was trying to defend myself, but those words are wrong. They should have not came from an old woman like myself. But what do you think? It seems like you
No,
disagree.
yeah, I disagree. This is the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mariam was contradicting herself even in that situation. One
Yes.
minute she's saying, did it feel good to you to call me a public toilet? And then in the next sentence, she's saying, when people are in the middle of an argument, anything goes, things are said. So,
Mm.
okay, so which is it? Which is it? Because they were going back and forth. This one is naming men's
Mm.
where places now she was saying they're places, they're not men. Then she's called a raccoon. It's because Faith's insults stuck. She became a meme. The raccoon
Mm.
became almost a meme. Also, people were talking about it. The insults that Faith threw back at her stuck. Hers really didn't stick. Calling her chimpanzee. Okay, where did that go? It didn't go anywhere. I mean,
No, it
Faith
didn't. It didn't.
far from a chimpanzee. Hello, Mariam, raccoon. Well. I mean, there's not too far of a similarity between. She's gorgeous. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But if you position her against her, I'm not saying she's a raccoon, but guys, you get what I'm saying. So,
No, I
anyways,
do get what you're saying, but one thing I got from you are right. I'm glad you're pointing out the inconsistencies from Madame Mariam, because why are you saying, because you made it seem as if Faith has been sleeping around, yet that's actually not the case. Where like I'm like, ma'am, but I think what Mariam wanted probably to say is that I think you also mentioned is that when we are fighting, we end up creating lies. She should have said that when people are fighting, we end up manufacturing things that are not there,
yeah,
because it's going down.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was something else. And
Did you catch the moment when the host asked about Mariam and Tania and how they were both saying how they are not friends, they know each other, they're this and that.
yes,
It was a weird thing, and I think it's so housewives like to have this contradiction of how you met, how you know each other. It's all
right, right.
yeah. But the interesting thing about that is the fact that they both agree they are not friends. They're
Yes.
kind of acquaintances and they move around the same circles and have been to each other as others' events. But what was interesting was when Mariam said she gossips a lot. And
Oh,
it
I
actually,
had that.
yes, it tracked with the fact that she was a confessional gangster, Tania. She would never say anything in the whatever, but she'd always, that shade, the shade she'd say, and the
Yes, yes,
liner
yes.
kind of tracked with what Mariam was saying, but I don't know.
I think that girl divided the group. I'm sorry, she is can we gossip? Can we gossip?
Yes.
There are worst housewives ever for me, and she's part of those that list. And one of them, I'm gonna say it loud. You know Mbali from season 3 of The
Oh
Real
my.
Houses of Durban,
Woo.
and then Tanya. Those are the worst housewives of all times. I'm sorry, I had to say it. They are talented people in their fields. Make no
Mhm.
mistake, Mbali is a good actress, and Tanya
Yes.
is a good fashion designer, apparently. But she is, when it comes to housewives, she's one of the worst.
No, she was not a fit at all for this crowd. I don't think she was actually the person who actually gave the best answer was Laura when she said, meh, I didn't really notice her. She was, like she
Mm.
was background to any, she was just there. She was not really like, she was not giving.
There's nothing about her. There's nothing about her. But
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, this is a problem when you come into a group. You have like preconceived ideas about people, and also, Tanya is probably the most dangerous person in that show because she will never say things in front. you know, for example, at least Ihab was caught on camera. Her evilness, we're gonna get to it. But with her, with nothing about her is caught on camera. But she's like a rat. She bites you and then she
Blows.
it blows. Bite you and then she goes and hide. That's Tanya for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else? I tried making my notes here, but I want you to also raise something that you've also written in your notes.
Yeah, so I think also well, the only thing that was the thing I wanted to say, the whole they're not really they kind of agree on the fact that they're not friends. And then now I think we get to the whole unseen footage of it. Oh my God, production. Listen, rating for production on its own, I'll give them an 8 because they
Yes.
came with the receipts.
Oh,
The
they did. Oh, they did.
playback receipts on point. Yeah.
You know, with production, honestly, I applaud them because, but at the same time, I'm wondering if Iabo was there, would they have shown these things if she was nice to them and compliant? I think it took Iabo to annoy them. And then they were like, we're gonna expose you because Iabo has been coming for production. She's been, I was just reading a tweet
Yeah.
right now where she was saying, you guys are leaving stuff, and now yes, they left stuff,
Oh,
man. They left stuff.
okay.
Oh, they did.
Okay.
Oh, they did. They left the stuff that you were saying that was not good. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm so glad we saw. But what do you think of those unseen footages from the one where she was calling Laura a witch up to the one
Uh,
whereby she was, she's been coming for Laura in all of them. Yeah.
I do, honestly, and Laura's whole process of what did I do to this lady was
Mm,
actually all of us because what really did Laura do? She really didn't deserve that kind of treatment from Iabo. I think
not at
Iabo is
all.
gonna come as this character this time. I'm gonna be a mean girl. I'm gonna be cliquey. I'm gonna have my clique, and we're gonna just, be mean and be. But what I'll applaud in that unseen footage, the first one was Toin was there. She was there
Mm,
when he said. At that point, I don't think she was in the best place with Laura. So she didn't really defend Laura in terms of the witch comment.
mm.
I love how she stood up and said, I like Faith. I like Faith,
Yo,
and I'm not gonna be apologetic about it. And then Yab, of course, was getting, oh no, you can ride with Faith, you can ride with Faith. But obviously, she was not happy that someone is actually standing up to her. Iabo is the kind of person who wants people with her. She doesn't want you
yes.
against her opinion. Okay? So I loved Toyin for that. And then they shoot Toyin talking to Faith and telling her, me, I'm standing, you're cool. I'm not picking any sides. You're a cool babe, and we're cool.
I saw that, and also the story was so precious about, how Faith brought a cake and balloons and all of that. I was like, oh wow, we never saw those moments, and now here are these ladies showing, depicting Faith as if she does not value her friendship with Laura the same way that Laura values the friendship. And yeah, that was definitely. And you know what I also noticed? I'm not sure if you noticed this. I liked how when Faith was asked about her relationship with Priscilla, with Prissy, and who is
Yeah.
Yabo's daughter, she did not go low. She was like, I respect Prissy, and there's never been in someone else would have someone like Iabo. Iabo comes for everything, would have came for Faith's family and all, but Faith was a class act and was like, you know what? No, I have a problem with the mother, not the child.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that even in that unseen footage, I can't remember who was saying it, but she was paid. She was paid. It's like they were trying to say the reason that Prissy worked with Faith is because she was paid. And Faith clearly said, I did not pay her a single cent. She
Mm.
free. So it just goes to show that Iabo decided she's coming for Faith for whatever reason. I mean, I have my theories. Obviously, she came for her because this is Faith, this is Laura's friend, and she doesn't feel Laura, so she's gonna go against anyone who's on Laura's camp per se, and that's what it felt like to me because she met Faith through her daughter. Okay, she met her
Yeah.
before Mariam's event. So what was the purpose of her being mean to her at all, you know?
You know what I think about Iyabo, honestly? I feel like Iyabo is one of those people who cannot share the crown, not in fact the throne. They're all queens. But
Mm.
once there's another queen who seems more intelligent, who is composed, she is just angry. She is angry. And also, she felt as if her Chioma is not going to get attention because there's a new girl now, that is beautiful, that is into fashion. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I want us to go into, and by the way, to you guys who are viewing this, normally we do our videos long as we can, but today we said, you know what, we're not going to cover everything, so that you can also go and watch and create your own conclusion. And
Yep.
I want us to also talk about Romel's presence. I want you to just unpack it, and unpack it.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I was literally so pissed watching him talking. He's not giving anyone a break. He was trying to wind up Faith's buttons, and Faith she wasn't taking the bite. Laura was like, look, Faith, you're not gonna talk. I'm gonna talk on your behalf. You are a liar. Say it with your chest.
Mm.
The guy, I misspoke. What is misspeaking?
What is misspeaking?
What is misspeak? You lied straight up. Excuse me,
Sorry
Romel.
about that. Sorry about that. I hope it's not Iapo's juju.
Oh my God. Ooh, not the witch coming for me. Anyways, yeah. Honestly, Romel came to have a moment. He said, I'm gonna take my moment. Actually, you know what? I respect him for that because
Mm.
he came as a doctor. He had his Botox party. That Botox party was for clout. He cannot have
Yes.
a party without a castmate joining with him. So
Mm.
paid for everything. He paid for everything. That was very clear. When he was
Yeah.
asked what contribution she made, oh, she picked the canopies, oh, she picked the venue. Nowhere did he say we split the cost. It was his party. The only
Yeah.
reason of it is because she was a castmate and she was like riding on the thing. Now,
Yeah.
one thing he decided he's gonna do is not gonna back away from coming for the reunion, because that was also a moment, 15 minutes of fame.
Of course. Of course.
Yes, and the fact that 1 minute he's having a shouting match with Laura, and then the next minute he's trying to turn Laura against Faith
I
and
saw
trying to,
that.
yeah, he's now wants to be friends with Laura. Even even at the end, he was trying to be like, me and you need to have a thing, even
I saw
after.
that. I saw that.
Yeah, it's like he's been trying to entice her to come back to the next season so that they can, you know, have a moment on camera. He really wants to be a housewife. It's clear. But
Oh, Dr. Romel, just join us. We and review the show like us, ma'am. Say, I'm sorry, because you know.
yeah, speak your mind about him, because oh my God, I was annoyed watching him.
No, I was also annoyed by Roman, but at the same time, let's talk about this. I have a sense. I know I'm still gonna unpack this. I have a sense that Dr. Romel is not lying that he knows Faith. I don't know. You know why I'm saying that? I have a feeling that Dr. Romel knows Faith before Housewives, but Faith does not know Dr. Romel.
Oh, it's one of those situations where he knows of her.
Definitely. Remember, Faith has done her body, right?
Yeah.
And in the States, I mean, the medical profession is very small everywhere. In fact, all professions are small, by the way. So you find that someone might have said, hey, there's this girl from Nigeria who was here. And someone was like, oh, what's her name? Faith. So
Mm.
that started the conversation. And
Uh,
then For me, I don't think he is wrong. He just does not want to disclose what procedure was Faith doing because it's gonna go back to which friend told you. You know, Faith is gonna be like, I'm going to sue that friend. Definitely, as sincerely as Nigerian people would say, I do think that Faith does not know Romel, but Romel does know Faith, and he's not lying about it. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe he was even before a doctor. Maybe he was an intern somewhere, you know, where Faith was having a procedure. You never know. But I do think he's not lying about that. But what's your take?
Okay. This is what I think about that. Because when Laura said, how does someone you say knows you say, hi, I am Faith Mori in a text?
Yeah,
That is where for me I felt like the lies caught up with him. And when you say he knows her, maybe not knows her, but knows of her.
okay, yeah.
Because, yeah, through conversations maybe with other doctors and of course, this and that. But he was doubling down on his lies and saying, we met, we've done, we've talked, you
No,
see,
that one is
that was the
no,
problem now.
no,
Like
that one was lies. I think he does not
yeah,
want to reveal who he knows Faith from or about.
yes. Yeah. That's a probability, honestly. There's a probability of that aspect of it.
Mixed, that probability mixed with delusion.
Oh my God. He was straight up lying, and I commend Faith. She only got flustered at one point and blew up on him, and she was like,
Yeah.
enough is. But for the most part, she held her own. She was just typical Faith, unflustered, unbothered.
Yeah, yes. And it was beautiful to also see towards the end, that reconciliation, reconciliation between Mariam and Faith, because I think they would make amazing friends. The level of shade they would throw together if they were friends. I
Right?
let me tell you, I don't know. But in conclusion, anything that we missed that you wanted us to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just feel like when you want to tell someone is lying, they speak 1,000 words per second. And that's what Romel,
Mm,
he was like, even it's like at some point it was like a machine that was just doing even as people are talking.
right.
And Laura was not letting the mouse go. Like she was like, say, you're a liar, you're a liar. Hey, she really tried to hold him accountable. And yeah, I think nothing else stood out for me other than the fact that I was thoroughly disappointed by they didn't discuss Mariam and Laura and Toyin's blow up
Fine.
and right.
In
I
the
don't.
royal house, imagine.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. That should have been discussed. But I hear you, my sister. I hear you. And guys, do certainly share your thoughts on the comment section below. There are certain things we noticed that you noticed. It goes both ways. We also just human beings. For me, I think I want to see a new cast next season. Of course, I want to see Faith coming back. I don't. I think Laura has ran her race, honestly. And
Actually,
yeah, I think,
she did say it, and I posted it in one of my reels,
yeah,
Instagram, and even on my shorts.
YouTube.
She
Mm.
Yeah, about the fact that she's not coming back, and I think it's okay.
No, it's
Fine.
okay. I think she has ran her race. Just bring two people. Miriam is fine, and Faith is fine if she still wants to come back. But cast new people. I would say this: the producers, if they happen to be watching this, you
Mm-hmm.
guys know I'm watching them here from the lenses of the camera. The producers know who the people who are meant to be the initial cast members. We know them. You know them, guys. I know them. Bring
Woo!
those people. The people who were in the initial cast,
Okay.
go to them. Those are the real housewives of Lagos. Go to them. I'm just telling you that's the fact. Some people who were on the first season were actually on the B cast.
Woo! Wee!
So they must go back to the initial phase and be like, who
Mm.
were these people? Who were
Mhm.
these people? In our private space, I shall share with you who were those people who were, but right now, for the sake of protecting, our brand, because we've become a reputable brand. Let's stop
Hello,
it there.
band, okay?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and feel free to reach out on social media. There's always a room for discussions and everything. We love you so much, and continue to stay blessed.
Bye.